Hey Leo, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for October 31st, 2024. This is for Leo. Last shuffle coming out here for Leo. Leo. See, playing it safe and new beginnings. It's time for you to, I know how this sounds, Leo, but it's time for you to have, like, you need to be the one behind the wheel. Gosh, just say, I hear the Incubus song, Drive. They're saying you need to be the one behind the wheel on this one. I'm not saying that you're not. But it's playing it safe is saying they're saying that any effort that you put into place, anything that you do, it's like you get the unfair advantage of being able to reach your goals. Like you see further than other people for some reason. I'm not saying that you never did or you don't ever. I'm just saying that there's an unfair advantage to where you are. You may feel like you don't know what you're doing, Leo. Some of you may feel like you don't know what you're doing, that you're going to lose. The Sun, Page of Cups, Page of Swords, and the Three of Cups. You need to be very. The thing is like be very observant. Be what is it? I see optimism. Be hopeful, but also there's something about being clear about the efforts that you're putting into a situation. It's important for you not to take things lightly at this point. Not saying that you're going to take things lightly and you're just like, it's funny. Let's just juggle knives right now. Even though this is my first time juggling, hand me those knives. Like, um, yeah, maybe you should start with rubber balls first. But I'm joking. But at the same time, they're throwing out here that playing it safe usually means it's time to like remain. It's like low key. But the Page of Swords is quite low key. The Page of Swords is very observant. They're saying you see things very clearly, so it's important for you to pay attention. But it's also important for you to be creative with what you're seeing and being creative with what you're doing and offering as opposed to what you're seeing. Not necessarily as opposed, but in alignment with what you're seeing, I guess is the best way to put that. Because they're showing that you would be very disappointed if you just threw your hat into the ring, but then didn't come with your A game. It's very important to pay attention to something here. You pay the Five of Swords and the King of Swords with new beginnings tells me it's time for you to stop sabotaging yourself by thinking you already lost before you start. You may have been in a position, I mean, Leo, there's so much stuff here. Some of you, it's like you may, because of how, and I know this is the story consistently, right? But the Five of Swords and the King of Swords is someone who has been hurt by betrayal deeply, right? That's the vibe. Like, that's the vibe of this person. He's like, I got to get them before they get me. Because dang it, they got me last time and they got me good. Usually that's where he's at when he's in this energy. They're saying that it's time to start fresh, healed in a situation. But there's still a lingering disappointment, sadness, maybe even some like regret or resentment. Um, Guilt for not giving your all during a phase, maybe not taking things so seriously or not being able to put your all into something. And it's time for you to sit back and pay attention to the things that you're not too happy with and to reevaluate what you're bringing to the table in a situation. Are They're saying that rather than be in a place of saying, I have been defeated, I have been thrown under the bus or abused or something, rather than be in that space, it's important to say, I've been through a lot, but I've learned a lot and now I know better. But I also know that if whatever I choose, I have to put everything into this. There's no such thing as such thing as loss. There's recovery, right? There's hope. And so they're throwing that out here, Leo. Fragmented energy with the Three of Swords and death. It's very difficult for a lot of you to. Fragmented energy usually is where there's everything's all over the place. You know, there's places in your life where you've let go of the baggage, you've let go of the past, you've moved on. You're moving on. If you haven't moved on already, you're moving on. There's places in the space here where it's like there's peace in this. I made my peace with it. I've left the baggage in the past. I'm good. Then there's places where there's um, still a need for you to let go of the baggage and move on. They're saying that some of the things may feel like they don't match. They want you to be conscious and aware that that dichotomy exists, or you know what I mean, like you need to be aware that there's some things that you're healed on and some things you're good. You're like, look, I don't care, that's back then, I threw that away a long time ago, I don't care. And then there's other parts that you still may be feeling the loss of, right? And so they want you to be observant of that. That's the best I could say about it, because the way that they're throwing this out here is that it's time to move on and time to move forward. And especially on some like, and the way that it looks is that looks to me, they're showing it like, say someone betrayed you, like say they broke your trust, you forgive them for what they did, but maybe not how they did it. You know, like there's some vibe of like, I've let go of what happened, but it's just how it happened. And how from here on out, like now I'm like always thinking of like dog eat dog world. I've got to eat before someone else eats me. You know, there's something about that going on. I don't know who is in that space necessarily, because that's extreme, but they're saying that the pieces will fit once you decide, I'm letting go of all of it, the whole thing. If you have messages of this person, social media energy, they're like, delete it all, leave it all in the past, especially if it's painful or connected to a source of pain or loss. They're like, let it go, drop it, block it. Not necessarily block, I don't see block, but they're like, let it go, put it away. Um, that it's only bringing you down further. Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords of present power. Now, if this is a strength here, if the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Swords was a strength, then this would say that you see things very clearly, or that you see deception almost immediately. This, it says that you can't stay angry for long. You're open to accepting certain things within yourself, even. It's like, even if the strength of this is like, yes, you were betrayed, and you're open to accepting that maybe there was something that you may have done, or maybe there's something within you that you're like, yo, I accepted it because I was in this place in my life, and I'm okay with accepting that. Some of you may be also in a space of saying, like, the strength of this is also to, you realize that things can't get any worse. Like, you may look at things and go, it can't get any worse. I'm going to come back from this. I can recover. You don't resist the end, or it's like you don't take this as full defeat. You don't go, this is it, that's it, I'm screwed, I'm never coming back from this. You're very positive even in the face of something that's really, really jacked up. I'm seeing you also, the strength within this is also that you come clean, or you accept your role in things, even if it's like you are one of these types, it seems, Leo, that your strength is also like, you can rethink your approach. You can overcome a situation. You, all of this is your strength of yours. No matter how bad anything is, no matter how bad it seems that you were defeated in some way, you can make amends. You're the type of person that has a desire to reconcile in any situation. You have a desire to reconcile. That's what keeps you going. That is a strength in this situation, is that they're saying that this desire to reconcile is going to assist you in starting over, having a new beginning, reconciling in a situation, and maybe even healing something that you may not realize is kind of like hindering you. Like you have forgotten about this, but there's one part of it that you just can't forget. They're asking you to delete all the, like, you might have the proof in your phone, or you might have the proof on your computer, or you may still have the pictures in your drawer or something, or the file. They're like, either get rid of it or resolve it and put it away for good. You know, whatever this is, right? Because it has something to do with a love offer, or maybe like a friend, um, feeling like, just like, a lot of you, the playing it safe aspect is that you may be looking at yourself saying, the only thing I regret is that I didn't pay attention to the stuff that was going down. Where was I? I was too busy doubting myself, doubting my intuition. I think that's the only thing Spirit is throwing out here, that because of your strengths is where I'm coming from with that. If your strengths are those things, then this would mean that you are able to look at yourself and say, well, it's okay. Maybe because of what I was bringing to the table, this is what this person had to offer. I mean, they may be offering different things to different people, but because of who I am as a person and the dynamic we have, this is what this is what happened, and that's okay. Um, but I also see someone who's in a place of saying, well, it's okay. We can resolve this. There's nothing that can't be resolvable, or you're open to resolving a situation or resolving an issue with someone. I know how this sounds, but it's like a new beginning where you're clear. And it's like you're letting go of the resentment. You don't resent anyone anymore. You just want it to be out in the open and done with so you can move on. At least that's what this looks like, Leo. They're saying you're going to have to be the one to take the lead on that, because if someone has done you wrong, um, I can't say they're avoiding you, but you know what I mean? It's like Spirit saying that you have to take the lead on this. If someone has done you wrong, I don't think that they would expect that you would accept their offer of reconciliation. So it would have to be you saying, hey, let's reconcile. And they'll be like, oh, okay. Well, dang, I didn't expect that kind of vibe. Leo, I'm so sorry. That's what I see here. It's very confusing because I'm like, goodness gracious, look at all these swords. But that's what they've got. That's what they've got. That's what they've got. Um, uh, Meditating may be important to you. Buddha may be important to you. But the wheel on the boat, I can't remember what you call it, out of nowhere, steering the ship, that may be an important factor, or something that has to do with that, it plays a part. They want you to navigate through your feelings, and you take the lead. No one is telling you how you feel, but there's nothing wrong with how you feel, especially if you're like the type of Leo, like they said, the strengths of this particular Leo is one who's like, look, I get it. I'm able to reconcile with with the situation. I don't have any resentments. It is what it is. It's not that bad. I can come back from anything, right? It's it reminds me of this meme that I saw, and I was like, this sounds so much like Leo. It's like, I could have let it go if you told me, but the fact that I had to find out for myself is the problem. And I think that's something that you may be holding on to, is that perhaps you had to find out some things for yourself, observe, and get information from a third party, and that part was the problem. It was like, why couldn't the person that did this be the one to stand up and say they did it? Um, but they're also showing that you're able to reconcile with that as well. So either way, you could be dealing with another Leo or Scorpio main signs. We also have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, or Pisces. So you could be a Cancer Leo cusp dealing with a Gemini Cancer cusp. We also have Aquarius, Pisces cusp, or Libra, Scorpio cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.